Welcome to Movie Life Crisis. Join us as we watch the best movies from 30 years ago.
Watch out, America. There's a new league in town.
Where I go, whatever your name is!
Tom Hanks is managing.
Are you crying? There's no crying in baseball!
Geena Davis is catching.
Not bad, not bad.
And Madonna is scoring.
Oh, now here on the field.
It's the Grand Slam comedy of the summer.
Gotcha!
A League of Their Own. Directed by Penny Marshall. Rated PG.
Way to go, whatever your name is. Tall girl, what's her name?
What's her name?
Beverly. Tall girl, Beverly.
Movie Life Crisis Season 2, Episode 13. Lucky number 13.
Jeezy, crazy. That's awesome.
A League of Their Own. One of the best movies of this or any year.
Dude, it's easily, no matter how I rank movies, it falls in the top 3 every time.
I did this today because I was pulling up the stuff that Lowell, Ganz, and Babaloo Mandel wrote, and I was looking at the list, and we'll get into it when we do the best, but I was like, man, these guys probably wrote 4 of my 15 to 20 most favorite movies ever.
Absolutely. And this will be the first, like, I guess I knew when we did City Slickers, but like putting it, when I started listing them all for my notes, I was like, oh my goodness, these are all just wall-to-wall jams. What's it like hanging out with these guys? Maybe it's funny.
Dude, it's got to be funny. No, agreed. And they wrote City Slickers, which we talked about, but it was our first episode. We weren't really in the groove yet, so we didn't, I don't think, give them the proper due when we did that movie, even though I had like 45 quotes from City Slickers.
There's 45 quotes for every single one of their movies that they wrote.
Even the ones that aren't good. Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree.
As I'm looking at the list, I'm like, holy crap, there's still stuff that I say from all of these movies.
A League of Their Own is not only one of the best movies of 1992, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Even trying to write down worst about it, I was going, I can only really poke at this because it's so... The performances are great. The script is great. The frickin' baseball is really good. The score is great. The editing is good.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I just love it.
Yeah, it's way, way good. It's why I've seen it so many times and why it comes up so often at work. You know, the guy that works on the hall with me is the girls' softball coach. So he like fancies himself a little bit of Jimmy Dugan anyway. Plus, every time they ask us to do stuff, we're always like, well, anything worth doing is worth doing right. So now we have like on our email, when you send an email from my work email, at the bottom it says Dugan Squad, and it has a picture of Jimmy Dugan screaming for my signature.
And normally when we do quotes, if there's a quote from a movie that we still use, that one automatically makes it on the list. This movie has like 6 quotes that I still use a lot.
All the time. Yeah, it was tough for me. I tried to narrow it down as much as I could because I didn't want to just sit here and read the script.
I'm totally open to sitting here and reading the script, and we might do that. I have 11 scenes.
Jeez.
That's as much as I could narrow it down to.
No, I narrowed it down to 3, and it was very vague and big.
I have 3, and then tied for 4th place, I have 8 others. And I texted you to say, like, we got to just make a separate section for Jon Lovitz quotes because otherwise my quotes will be dominated by Lovitz.
Dude, he was so good.
Okay, let's do some episode housekeeping. Season 2, episode 13, Movie Life Crisis. We don't have any. We don't have, no Name That Tune, no reviews. We got A League of Their Own. I just want to talk about it. Give us a synopsis.
Yeah, agreed. 2 sisters join the female professional baseball league and struggle to help it succeed amidst their own growing rivalry.
Geena Davis, also known as Chefs Do That, coming off of Thelma and Louise, which she got an Oscar nomination for.
Chefs Do That.
And our other daughter, Dottie's sister, Lori Petty, coming off of Point Break.
Yeah, Point Break, man.
They're great. Everyone in this movie's great. The core of the movie is about the relationship between the sisters. And I want to say that up front because I didn't catch it a lot in my notes because there's so many people doing so many amazing things.
Yeah. I like the whole sisters thing. I like how that's how it's centered. That's what it's centered around.
I do too. And I mean, you know, Lowell, Ganz, and Babaloo Mandel, the writers, they got their start on Happy Days, maybe even before that, but as comedy writers, they're genius. They're brilliant comedy writers. But the story structure is really good. I like that it's a tale about these women.
Right.
And Demi Moore was supposed to play the Dottie Henson role that Geena Davis got, and she had to pass because she was pregnant. And I was thinking, like, if Demi Moore played Geena Davis's part, I don't think Lori Petty could have paid her younger sister. They'd have had to have someone else.
Right. Did you hear what Penny Marshall said about Demi Moore not getting the job?
No.
She's like, she said, yeah, Bruce Willis really f***ed her out of that job, literally. Because she was pregnant with Bruce Willis's baby. Geena Davis, she did a great job.
I really like Geena Davis. I don't know why I like her. The whole time I see her doing stuff, I keep going like, I don't know why I like her, but she's doing a good job. I like her.
Yeah,
she's funny. Like she's like strangely interesting.
Yes, she's got good comedic timing. Because I'm not saying that she's ugly, but I don't find her super attractive. But man, she freaking kills it.
Yeah, I don't think she's like a classically hot, even though she is 6 feet tall and was like legitimately a model before she started acting. She's not unattractive, but she's also not traditionally attractive either. But she's interesting looking.
Yeah.
And she's very good.
Yeah, she's really, really good.
This thing had a $40 million budget. It grossed $132 million on the year. Which is pretty good.
That's not bad, right? That's pretty good return on your investment.
Yeah, not bad at all. They tripled their money and then some. What about awards? You get some awards?
A few things that I put down under awards. The U.S. National Film Registry put it in the film registry to be preserved back in 2012. And There's No Crying in Baseball was ranked 54th on AFI's 100 movie quotes in 100 years. So both of those, I think, should be listed under awards. Like Metacritic is one of the places where you can look for movie critics. It got a 67 out of 100. I don't know what they're... So that's why I'm glad our podcast is what it is, because I don't want us to be in there. I know we like try to put new people in the movie at the end, but we're never. To me, it seems like not dumping on the movie for weird things. We either just like it or don't.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, I want to be unbiased and I want to be able to say, hey, this was awesome, but here's a couple things that I would have probably done different or that I would have maybe cut out.
Right.
It doesn't mean that I don't love this movie, like not more than my kid, but as much as your kids.
As much as you love my kids?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. I mean, I love my main kid.
Like I would take this movie over a lot of other people's kids. My kid is a notch above.
One small notch above.
Yeah, but like we've had pets that I would rank below this movie on this. But
wait a second, are you talking about Deaf Sassy? Is Deaf Sassy above this or below this?
No, Deaf Sassy is below. We had this Cocker Spaniel when I was a kid, and it just in the era of outside dogs, it couldn't see, it couldn't hear, it was dumb as a box of hammers.
Oh man, that dog was awesome.
I was like 12. I was like, hey, I'm gonna ride my bike. Maybe Sassy will come with me. No, Sassy didn't give a shit about that. I was like, this dog sucks. It doesn't want to hang out at all.
Remember it used to sit by that back door that was near the TV, and it would sit on that little tile area, and somebody would walk in and bump it, and that was the only reason it knew to get up. It didn't hear people coming.
Poor Sassy.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Yeah, so this movie's definitely above that particular dog.
Nice. Nice. Good stuff.
Dude, speaking of criticizing movies and stuff, I've been meaning to follow up. When we did Terminator 2, we got into a talk about Back to the Future, time travel logic.
Yeah.
A totally off-the-cuff rant about how they switched the casting for the character who played Jennifer.
I remember that.
Between the first movie and the second movie. And then somebody reviewed the Terminator 2 episode and like came down hard on us, said we didn't know what we were talking about. We were movie amateurs because we didn't name Claudia Wells, the actress who played Jennifer in the first movie.
Yeah.
And that we have no business having a movie podcast. So I felt bad about that. I messaged Claudia Wells on Instagram.
Good call.
Who's alive and well and has a clothing boutique in LA. Seems like she's killing it.
Nice.
And I just said, hey, we have a movie podcast. I was doing Terminator 2. We got into a Back to the Future conversation. I forgot to name you. I got your name wrong. Can you ever forgive me? And I'm here to report that she replied to me and said, yes, of course, with multiple exclamation points.
That's amazing.
So we're good. Case closed. Claudia Wells has forgiven us. Whoever wrote the angry review has long since moved on to other podcasts.
No way. No, they're still listening. They're waiting for us to mess up again.
No, they would have left 6 more reviews because we messed up a bunch.
Yeah, we did. All right, cool. What about sequels and spinoffs?
No sequels, but we're about to have a spinoff series coming out on Amazon Prime real soon. There's a trailer out, so it's been filmed.
In 1993, CBS had a TV show, A League of Their Own TV show. Marla Hooch, the lady who plays Marla Hooch, still played Marla Hooch. And the person who played Betty Spaghetti played Betty Spaghetti. Everybody else was new. It made it for 5 episodes. I watched episode 1, like the pilot episode, and the guy who played Jimmy Dugan literally just made a stank face the whole time. And I was like, he's not supposed to be just angry the whole time. And I couldn't, it was kind of garbled, it looked like an old VHS copy, but I don't know if he was supposed to be Jimmy Dugan. I couldn't really hear, but it was not good. And I could see why he only lasted five episodes.
Oh, man. Marla Hooch. What a hitter.
Marla Hooch. See, so this is my question. So because I'm quoting it the whole time we're watching it at my house, him saying Marla Hooch, what makes that quotable?
I don't know.
I don't know. Either.
It's not a funny line, but when you see it in the movie and it's like the mid shot of her full body with her hat pulled down over her head, just like doing the goofy wave, like I'm going to camp, 10-year-old kid wave, and then it's just Marla Hooch. What a hitter.
See, that's a funny line, but like when Squiggy, or the guy who plays Squiggy, whatever his name is, David something, when he's like, coming up next to bat, Marla Hooch, and he just says her name twice, and I quoted the crap out of that, and I don't understand why, like what makes that so quotable?
I don't think that's quotable. I think it's just the delivery.
Oh man, it's something about it, man. It's small things like that I don't understand what makes me want to keep quoting it.
Yeah, I can't answer that one. But, okay, so there was a TV show the year after this movie came out.
Yes.
Marla Hooch, what a hitter. She's in there.
Yeah.
Betty Spaghetti, she's in there. It goes 5 episodes. It gets canceled.
Correct.
Guessing it's not very good.
It's not.
And they've rebooted it, and they're about to release it on Amazon Prime, a new League of Their Own. I think it's a TV show. I think it's a series.
It is going to be a series, yes. And they're going to touch on more subjects.
Yeah, and they're going to do more of the, like, racial stuff, because this movie just has, like, one little moment where it's like, hey, black people weren't allowed to play baseball at this point in time. Like they kind of spotlighted that for a quick second, but I think the TV show that's about to come out will go more into that stuff.
It's going to go more into that, and the LGBTQ stuff. They're going to talk. Yeah. They're going to talk more about all that.
Awesome, I love that.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you first saw this movie? I don't. I have no. I've seen this movie so many times. I have no memory of the first time.
I totally remember where I was.
Nice.
We were on a swim meet, away swim meet. Like we were in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
And we were on a trip, and the team for Franco's wanted to go see a movie one of the nights. So it was the night before the whole thing started. So we went to Spaghetti Warehouse. Do you remember that place? It was just like it was a huge place. It was kind of like Olive Garden, but
I remember the American Spaghetti Factory.
Maybe that's it. Spaghetti Warehouse, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
I don't know. Either way, we went there, and then we all went to go see a movie. I sat between Willie Gories and Mike Budisque, and I watched A League of Their Own and cackled. My parents were sitting behind me. My dad was cackling. I was laughing. Not a lot of people were laughing like I thought they should have. Like even early on in 1992, I can remember, I mean, I'm in 8th grade or going into 8th grade. Like I can remember laughing out loud at this movie. But it was in an old school theater, yeah.
First of all, Spaghetti Warehouse is the name. It still exists. If you go to the website meatballs.com, you will find the remaining locations for Spaghetti Warehouse.
Are there any in Austin, Texas?
No, there's one in Houston, though, but the rest are all in, like, Ohio. Do you know how to say meatballs in Spanish?
No.
Albondigas.
Albondigas, yes. I think I did know that, actually.
The name of the boat from Captain Ron.
Yeah. My bad. Now I remember.
The name of the pirate ship.
Yeah.
The gorillas, not the go-rillas.
Gur, not go.
Dude, I can't believe... I guess I didn't swim for Franco's when that was happening. I must have been too young, because I went on a bunch of those trips, but I didn't go to the one in Austin, so I didn't go to that one.
Well, I remember us going to... Like, I remember you being there for, like, one in Biloxi and Pensacola.
I was there for ones in Biloxi and, like, a lot of those places.
I remember the one... It was definitely Biloxi. We went and sat in my parents' van and listened to the single of In the Still of the Night by Boyz II Men. And then on the B-side was just a bunch of Jason Weaver playing Michael Jackson from the miniseries, singing like, Going to Kansas City, here I go.
I also remember going out during the swim meet and sitting in the gold van and listening to the Star Wars radio drama on tape.
Oh, man. Yeah. It's good times.
That's awesome. That is a great first memory of this.
And it's burned in there. Like, I can vividly remember sitting in the theater. I can remember what the theater looked like. It's weird. But this movie had an impact on me.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. By the way, I should tell the audience, because they can't see you and I can, that you're wearing a Rockford Peach baseball cap.
Yeah. My Jimmy Dugan hat, as CC calls it.
It was made very clear to me what I'm supposed to do here.
Smile,
wave my little hat, and I did that. So when do I get paid?
You can kiss my ass. That's right. Kiss my big hairy ass.
Chimmy Dogs. We went and saw a baseball game in Nashville on Sunday, and I was talking to a buddy of mine who was a pitcher in college, because he was asking what's next on the podcast. I told him this. He's like, how are you going to rate it? I was like, let me just say like this.
I gave it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
Billy Bob.
I give it a 10. Thank you, Billy Bob from Varsity Blues, 1998.
Nice. I gave it a 9.5.
All right.
I only took off a little bit for what we'll talk about in the worst. And it's not even worse.
It's not that I think this is a perfect movie. I don't. I'm just thinking, if I'm ranking movies, there's no movie that I would take over this.
Right. Agreed.
That's why it gets a 10 out of 10. It's not that I couldn't improve it or that there weren't some things that I think they could have done different. It's just that High Fidelity is going to get a 10 for me. It just is. It's one of my favorites.
Right. No,
like The Fifth Element is probably going to get a 10. There's just some movies that it's just like, I'll watch them 1,000 times. I watched this movie twice in the last 72 hours and I was enthralled and was laughing and having a blast.
Yeah, agreed. Dude, and I only took the half a point away, so it didn't get a 10 because I really want to hold on to the 10 for something awesome.
I don't know what you're waiting for if this is not getting the 10. I don't know what.
Dude, Captain Ron should have got a 10.
Always been a fast healer, boss. I believe in Jesus, so that helps.
Stay clear of the ladder, boss.
All right. Movie Life Crisis ranks this movie 9.75 out of 10. Pretty good. 9.75 Chimmy Dogs. Part of the National Film Registry. It is absolutely flawless, except for a couple minor flaws. But hey, everybody's got minor flaws.
Yeah, I got a couple of them, I think.
Top 3 scenes. I have 11, so you probably should start.
All right, so my first top 3 scenes is basically just the whole Jon Lovitz thing in the beginning.
Oh, well, no wonder you're able to get it down to 3 scenes. You got a 12-minute chunk of the movie as one of your scenes.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like that whole thing where he's trying to get the girls and he's trying to get Marla, and then they get on the thing and they get there. That whole thing was I enjoyed the whole time he was on the screen.
Well, yeah, I did too, but that's not a scene. That's like 8 scenes. There's a bunch of scene changes. They're in like 4 different states.
Well, yeah, and you got 11, so we're even. We're good. We're good.
All right, cool. The Jon Lovitz chunk of the movie is one, I'm making the air quotes, scene.
Yeah, well, dude, so, and did you read about Jon Lovitz was talking about how, like, they just let him go. Like, he just kept doing stuff. And Lori Petty kept having to, like, bite her tongue because she was breaking and laughing and ruining the scene. So she bit her tongue so hard that it was like bleeding. Like she was trying not to laugh. And they let him go, and they had way more jokes and they wrote way more stuff because the writers wrote it specifically for him. But then they just said like, all right, when we show it to a theater full of people, whatever jokes really land, those are the ones we're keeping. Everything else we'll take out because he can't be in there this much.
They said some of the actors, like I think it was maybe Lori Petty and Geena Davis, said that Penny Marshall, the director, would, it's not that she encouraged them to ad-lib a lot, but what she would do is she would leave the camera rolling after the scene was done and just let people kind of continue to like explore that space.
Right.
And like they got a lot of material out of that. Like I think Geena Davis said that some of the actors, that wasn't really their thing, but some of them like Tom Hanks and Rosie O'Donnell were like so quick and ad-libbed so much amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And Jon Lovitz, obviously.
Yeah, I could totally see that. And that's awesome. I did read how she said like they filmed them just playing like whole innings of baseball just to get like B-roll footage. That's awesome.
Dude, I like when they do that for sports movies. I wish they did that more because I always think of like Hoosiers where it's like, in the big game, they show the exact same move like 3 times in a row. They can just let the guys play basketball for like 45 minutes.
Right. And dude, and when they do the quick cut and you can tell like they didn't shoot the basketball and it's just going through the hoop, or they weren't going to make it, but it goes through. I didn't have a lot of that in here. There's a couple of times where you could tell, but
there was a couple of times, but honestly, I thought the baseball in this movie was really good.
It really
Lori
was.
Petty said, before I'm getting way ahead of myself, but whatever. Lori Petty said before there were any auditions for the movie, like where you read a script, there was a baseball audition. Like you couldn't even read until you had proven that you could play baseball.
Yeah, and the big stars had to like even go out there and do it.
Yeah, Lori Petty said that basically every batting cage in LA was booked up for like 2 weeks with every actress in town just feeding quarters into this robot trying to like make contact with a fastball so they could go read for this movie.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Speaking of which, Tom Hanks, when he was out there hitting off the machine, he was doing all right. All right, what's your first of 11?
I boiled it down to my top 3, and then I have 8 tied for 4th place. My first one is Jimmy Dugan getting recruited by Walter Harvey.
That's my second one. Absolutely, dude.
Walter Harvey, played by Gary Marshall, the brother of the director Penny Marshall.
Right.
And dude, that scene it introduces Jimmy Dugan, who is one of the most amazing characters in all of American literature or American cinema. And their whole speech, it was too big for me to put in the quotes, but I
put it in there too. It's unbelievable.
It's genius. I apologize for selling off the team's equipment like that. I promise that won't happen again. Jimmy, you're a young man. You could still be playing. Well, I hurt my knee, but you fell out of a hotel. Well, there was a fire, which you started, which I had to pay for. I was gonna apologize for that, but I wasn't allowed anything sharp to write with.
And the whole time, like, he's got like the pieces of tissue stuck to his face from shaving. He's like squinting and he can barely see. His shit's all wrinkled, like that he's wearing, his suits he's wearing is all wrinkled. His tie's crooked.
He's like walking with his toes all pointed together because one of his knees is messed up.
I wrote that down too. He has one of the best coach's walks. When I think of a coach walking, I think of Jimmy Dugan.
He's got a great coach walk. But Gary Marshall was doing an awesome job there, too. He's like, there's my in-laws. Hello. They can't hear nothing.
I got to go feed the fish. Dude, he actually did it because his sister asked. She was trying to get Christopher Walken. And I can't even imagine this with Christopher Walken. Like, that would be a completely different character. I'm glad Gary Marshall got to do it. It was good.
I'm not generally saying no to Christopher Walken, but Gary Marshall was so perfect in this.
Yeah. He was the perfect amount of nonchalant and looked like he was not really worried about anything but money.
What's your next one?
That was my next one was when he gives him the job. And then basically, this is another one of those that you're going to make fun of me for. But basically every montage during the season that moved the season forward, like when they would put like 2 and 3 games together, like when they're yelling like dirt the skirt and they're taking pictures of the strawberry on her leg and like, they're all of those little montages that are broken up by like tiny little scenes. Like one scene was the bus where they're in the bus and then they go back and it's a little montage. Then it's a tiny little scene where they're talking about maybe closing it down and that's a montage. Like I liked the pacing of that. So I put that down as all my scenes because I couldn't, like, every scene is good.
I told you there's so many good scenes. I had 11. Yeah. The montages in this movie were used beautifully.
Yeah.
Because the story starts before the season starts and the story ends after the season ends, after the championship. Oh, but wait, the whole movie, the part that we love is actually a flashback. So there's like 5 minutes before and after that where they're actually 30 years later and they're all old.
Right.
So, I mean, for this thing to be 2 hours and to be like, but the pacing was tight. It was rock solid. And they used the montages wonderfully.
And the way they used it, like, remember in the beginning when they're like, the girls are all trying out and they're in Wrigley Field, basically Harvey Field, and they're all throwing the baseballs and they get that lady in the radio show and it's like bong, bong, bong. And then she starts talking, Walter Harvey, like, just like your candy bars, you are completely nuts. Like that whole bit.
Yeah, they use voiceover over the montage with like newscasters.
Really good.
One of the newsreel voices is the old lady that you were talking about. The other one is Harry Shearer, who voiced pretty much everyone on The Simpsons.
Dude, he kills it. As soon as I heard that lady's voice, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm at Jonas's house again. I totally remember this.
I also liked the montages, how they, like you said, they would break out of them. And there'd be like one little short scene and they would go back into it. Yeah. And then one of them, they transitioned. It was like filmed, like the montage was filmed like a newsreel and there was a voiceover and it's all black and white. And then it transitioned to like full frame and went from black and white to color. And it's actually a real scene and they just won a game. And
yeah, that was cool.
Like just the stuff like that, man. The editing and the cinematography was freaking genius.
Yeah. Penny Marshall was awesome.
Yeah. Penny Marshall. The montages was in my, one of my 8 scenes that were just outside the top 3.
All right, what else you got?
Specifically, the season montage where it was, look sharp there, tall girl. What's her name? Beverly.
What's her name?
Yeah, there you go. That's a good job. What's her name again? Beverly.
See, those are the type of things where I don't quote it specifically, but like somebody will be walking through the hall and they're like, hey, what's that girl's name? I'm like, Beverly? I'm not quoting it directly. You know what I'm saying? But it's in there.
Anytime I see someone named Beverly, I'm always like, look sharp there. What's her name? Tall girl. Beverly. Tall girl. It's good that I don't meet a lot of Beverlys because I feel sure everyone hates that. My second scene is the Suds Bucket.
Oh, man.
All the girls sneak out to go to a roadhouse called the Suds Bucket. May poisons the freaking chaperone. And as they're sneaking down the stairs, like Tom Hanks is just off camera saying stuff like, oh, I wouldn't wear those shoes again without cleaning them out. Just...
Yeah, he's like, in my 34 years of medicine, I've never seen a woman throw up this much. And I don't know. Maybe that's the way she likes to spend her time.
And then they all go to the suds bucket. They're all getting drunk. Madonna and Rosie O'Donnell are like doing like big band dance moves at the same time with different partners, but the swing dancing. But Rosie O'Donnell's doing the guy's part.
Yeah, and the short guy that's in the uniform, the military uniform, the tan one, he is Carmine Ragusa on Laverne and Shirley with Penny Marshall.
Oh, nice.
And he in the show he was a dancer. He had a dance studio.
Yeah, dude, the dancing was amazing. The music was phenomenal. Hans Zimmer's score here is delightful.
Yeah,
and it's got a bunch of great quotes. What'd you guys do to Marla? Nothing. Just gave
give
her a dress and a lot of liquor. It's like, come on, Marla, we gotta go. I sing it at Nelson, ain't I, baby?
You certainly are. Yeah, dude, we were someplace. It was a nice restaurant. It was just me and Kat. And the song was like, "It had to be you." And I was like, "Oh my God." Oh my God. And she was like, please don't. I was like pointing my fist at her like this while I was singing.
I could see her aggressively pointing in my head so easily. And the backing band behind her is just like old black guys are like shaking their heads like, this chick is hammered. This is terrible. I hope. And Geena Davis sneaks out and like hitches a ride there to go warn the other girls. And she gets driven by this like 11-year-old because it's World War II, so
all the men are gone.
Over 16 is gone.
Right.
And the 11-year-old's like, "What's the rush, dollface? Let's say we hop in the back seat and you make a man out of me." She's like, "Let's say I smack you around a little bit." He's like, "Can't we do both?"
Yeah, that was awesome.
Like, dude, you could totally cut that out, but it's so funny.
Yeah, it's great. And the whole Rosie O'Donnell's like, yeah, my May used to dance at my dad's Vinny's Dance Girls Deluxe or something
Vinny's
like that.
Dance Girls Deluxe. She was a dancer. I was a bouncer. That's how we met. Dude, and it's like, "I think you killed Miss Cuthbert," and Madonna's acting drunk. She's like, "So what? We'll bury her. I know a guy." Like, they're so freaking Jersey. It's just amazing.
Super Jersey. I liked Miss Cuthbert.
That one, start to finish, is phenomenal. That's one, like, I'm trying to, like, the top three, I finally, because there's so many good ones, I finally just had to boil it down to, like, these are three that if I was at that part of the movie and we were late for dinner, we would just be late because I would have to see the whole thing.
Right.
So, like, if the Suds bucket is on and Wendy's like, "We're going to be late," it's like, we're just going to be late because I want to see the next 4 minutes.
Yeah, as if you've never seen it before is what she would say.
Yeah, exactly. As if I can't quote it word for word.
Right.
What's your next one?
No, dude, all the montages, all the Lovitz, that covers two of them.
Yeah. So you only had three. You just covered like 45 minutes of the movie.
A big chunk of the movie.
Three.
Right.
My third one is, say, Evelyn, what team do you play for?
I didn't know if we were allowed to put this one since everybody wanted to put this one.
I mean, it's the no crying in baseball speech,
right?
But the whole thing, the before
thing.
and after, is also genius.
Yeah.
Are you crying? There's no cry. Rogers Hornsby was my manager, and he called me a talking pile of pig shit, and that's when my parents drove down from Michigan to see me play the game. And did I cry? No. Do you know why? There's no crying in baseball.
Dude, when he's looking at her, and he's got the dip in his mouth, and you can see it in his teeth. And his eyes are like...
He's got the crazy eyes.
Yeah, his eyes are like squinty and like beady, and he's like, no.
Dude, and then he gets into it with the umpire. Did anyone ever tell you look like a penis in a hat?
I always ask, like, every time I meet somebody who's a baseball coach, I'm always like, so do you ever, like, yell at the ref and call him a little penis with a hat on? And they're like, no, I don't do that. I was like, well, there's no point in talking about the rest of this baseball thing then. Don't worry about it.
All the stuff I know about baseball, we're not going to really connect on.
Yeah, that's a big problem for me. I mean, I know enough about baseball to watch a game, but like pickle, dirt the skirt, these are all things I'm yelling at Jake's baseball game.
You play baseball like a girl.
This is the thing. I want to know a lot about stuff like that, but I don't want to spend a lot of time. So I just use all the stuff from movies.
Well, yeah. Well, what are we doing here? What's wrong with communicating only in 30-year-old movie quotes?
Dude, so Jake walks up to bat. I'm like, Jake, lay off the high ones. And he'll turn around and go, mule. And I'll go, nag. Like, that's at his baseball game. We're quoting, like, nobody gets what we're doing. Nobody.
Yeah, that's good. If I got to go to a baseball game, I want to at least, like, I don't play golf anymore because it sucks. But when I did, the only part I liked about it was yelling at the ball when I didn't make the putt. Are you too good for your home?
Go to your home. Yeah, dude, I'm with you. I think we should keep doing the quotes. Like when I see somebody walk out go talk to the pitcher's mound, I just start talking about the friggin' thing from Bull Durham. I was like, all right, Hector's got a hex and he needs the blood of a live, is it a live
candlesticks.
chicken?
Candlesticks make a nice
it's
gift.
A great
was it dead chicken? Live chicken?
Live chicken. Yeah, let's go get 2. Come on. And he just walks off like I freaking love that. And that's what I start saying every time somebody walks to the mound.
Also, the Evelyn, which team do you play for? There's no crying in baseball scene. I like that later on in the game, she does the same thing again, and he like walks up to her and he's like twitching with rage. You're still missing the cutoff, man. That's something that I want you to work on before next season.
His head's like jiggling like
dude,
this.
His head's shaking. His hands are shaking. He's about to have a rage stroke. But dude, every bit of this movie is so tight.
And dude, and at the end when she says, "Oh, okay, Mr. Dugan, thank you," and he starts walking off, and he's just standing there, and he's like holding his hands up and letting her walk off, and he's just shaking, and then he starts smiling. Ah, man, so good.
All right, I got some bonus scenes.
Yeah, dude, of course you do. Keep going.
Mr. Lowenstein talking to Jimmy after the first game.
Yeah.
Until that move in the 5th inning when you scratched your balls for an hour, I wasn't sure whether you were drunk or dead.
Well, anything worth doing is worth doing right.
Anything worth doing is worth doing right. Because that's a quote that you and I say all the time. Even though he was joking when he said it in the movie, we say it all the time.
Yeah, dude, it's my quote on there. It's my number 1 quote. I say it that often.
Jimmy, do you think if we paid you a little bit more, you could be just a bit more disgusting? I could certainly use the money.
Dude, so that's the thing. Another thing about him, not only did he like gain 30 pounds and apparently eat at Dairy Queen for 3 meals a day right outside of the place they were filming, he, like when he was sitting there and he had the towel behind his head so he could like lean back on the bench and take a rest. And then Lowenstein comes and talks to him and he's like standing up and he's like stretching and holding his arms up over the top. And he's like, it was made very clear to me. Like that whole, like he plays it so good.
Yeah, he's incredible.
You look at Tom Hanks from Big to Tom Hanks to this, that's a completely different character. Completely different person.
He's great in Big, but he's just Tom Hanks. And I think by the time this movie comes around, he's really starting to become a brilliant actor. And you can see, I think you can see, he's a great comedic actor, and this is a comedy, and he's genius. But he goes from this into doing some more serious movies and starts racking up a bunch of Oscars. Like this is where he's becoming the kind of peak Tom Hanks that he was all throughout the 90s.
And this is his favorite movie of his.
My favorite movie of his too, although truthfully, I don't know, I might have to look. But yeah, no, I think it would be.
It's hard though, isn't it?
It's super hard, man. I got the list. I'll give it to you later on. Another scene, Jimmy and Dottie arguing over the squeeze bunt. Stop thinking with your tits. You want a big inning here. And they're both signaling Marla Hooch, like whether it's bunt or swing away, and Marla Hooch stepping in and out of the batter's box, in and out of the batter's box. I
don't know what signals are, but he apparently knew what he was like, what's the sign to swing away? And he was like, she's like, it's the letters. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but whatever.
The infield's in, the squeeze bunt will work. It's like, yeah, we talked about the montages. Also in the montage, one of the interludes was Madonna trying to drum up fans. What if at a key moment of the game, my uniform pops open and oops, my bosoms come flying out?
Think the men in this country ain't seen your bosoms? Yeah, dude, again, I don't really like Madonna that much. Like, I like her fine.
Yeah, same.
She was good in this. Apparently she wasn't nice to the people that she was working with or the people in the city that they filmed it in, but she was really good in this.
Madonna's a good actor. She was good in Dick Tracy. She's good in this. She's been good in a handful of movies. I think she's like had enough money and was famous enough that she didn't need to act a lot, but yeah, she's good.
Dick Tracy. I forgot she was in that. Are we going to do that one? I love that movie.
It's in 1990, so we'll have to see if we want to hit it on the Patreon.
Yeah, we do.
What else? The other scene I had in the honorable mention pile was when Dottie leaves, just because it's got 2 great moments that I really love. One is Avoid the Clap, Jimmy Dugan, which I never got when I was a kid.
No,
and I didn't get until I was well into my 20s.
Right, me too.
That's good advice. And then it's also got the speech where Jimmy gives her about like baseball's what lights you up. It gets inside of you. Of like that. Of course, it's hard. If it was easy, anyone can do it. Like that's a great.
That and the part where they're both sitting in the front of the bus, and she was like, "How good am I?" He goes, "You stink. I mean, you're lousy. You're only the best player in the league." I like how Geena Davis was. I don't know, stoic. Is that what she was? I don't know, something like that. She played it really well.
I was a little frustrated with her character because it's a female director, it's a female ensemble cast, it's a bunch of really great female performances, but I was frustrated that the female lead didn't, like, she's the best female baseball player in America, which means probably the world, and she just wants to go back to Oregon and have babies. I don't like that message for the lead character. Like that was kind of pissing me off.
To me, I didn't get it as she wanted to just go home and have babies. I mean, I think she did want to do that because she didn't want to go in the first place. I think that baseball was a way to pass the time, and she happened to be good at it. Just like in real life, she had to come in after she got the role, and then she had to go like 2 weeks in a row of just hardcore baseball training, but she picked it up right away, and she ended up being one of the best people out there. I think that's how it was for her. I think she had problems not wanting to... She wanted to be a good big sister, I think.
I don't have a problem with Geena Davis's performance. I just think as a character, I don't know. I struggle with that a little bit. Like, is that the feminist message? Like, you're the best, but you'd rather go home when your husband gets back because it's more important to be like, I mean, I guess part of feminism is like, if you being a mother is the most important thing to you, go for it. But I just don't.
Right.
Also, it just bothers me when people have potential and they don't give a shit. Like, that's just a thing that really pisses me off.
But maybe the whole message is you don't have to play for the man if you don't want to. Go back home. And dude, speaking of back home, the car that they had, Bill Pullman pulls up in it and he's in like a 1920s car. And I'm like, holy crap, what the heck is this? This is in the 40s. They have a 20-year-old car. And then I started reading further, and then, it's during the war, so they weren't making cars. So there weren't a lot of cars being produced. So most people drove like 15, 20-year-old cars. Also, when I paused it on there to look to try to figure out what kind of car it was, I saw the ration stamp on the front of the window. They had an A ration stamp for the gas, which means they were allowed 4 gallons per week to drive from, where were they? Indiana? From Indiana to Oregon.
Yeah, they were in Illinois or Kenosha, Racine, South Bend.
So Illinois all the way back to Oregon at 4 gallons at a time per week.
And with that car, probably about 8 miles a gallon. So It really would have been quicker to go back to Oregon on horseback.
Right. Yeah. Take the Oregon Trail. They did the people did their research. That was awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Like every bit of this movie, like production design, like the costuming, the props, the extras. No comedy has ever won a Best Picture Oscar, but you can't tell me there's a better movie in 1992 than this one. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Even Captain Ron?
No.
That was a comedy?
Was it?
Yeah. So what else? Do you have any more in the honorable mention pile that you want to talk about?
Yes, of course I do. I can trim a couple of them down, I guess.
You don't have to.
I did want to mention, just because it's another quote that we still say.
Yeah.
Charm School, thin and separate. There should be 2.
Yeah, dude, I always say right over left, a lady reveals nothing. Always.
And then when there's sip, don't slurp, and Rosie O'Donnell's double fisted cookies.
What? They're good. I want to make fun of Rosie O'Donnell because of what Dave Chappelle said.
I love Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, I like her too.
This is her first movie role. She's great.
Yeah.
She's cracking me up.
I liked her on Stand Up Spotlight on VH1. Do you remember that?
Yes, of course I do. Hey, Bobby, can I have some salsa sauce?
Oh, man. What was that guy's name? Bobby Salsa. I still say salsa sauce because of that motherfucker. Bobby Collins. Dude, that's so awesome.
Yeah, so Charm School, Gracefully and Grandly, Thin and Separate, there should be 2.
Yeah.
Let's get into quotes. Other than Jon Lovitz quotes, which I have in a separate pile, I was able to get it down to 3, not counting the 10 or so I've already said.
That's what I was gonna say. Are we not counting the ones that we already did? So you go first. I'm going first. What you got?
I'll go first. The
Sure.
first one I have is in the first 5 minutes of this movie. Our other daughter, Dottie's sister.
That's my first one, dude.
This is our daughter, Dottie. This is our other daughter, Dottie's sister.
I think I've said it so many times that it's lost all meaning and feeling for me. But like,
we did a whole Point Break podcast, and all you ever referred to Lori Petty was as our other daughter, Dottie's sister. You didn't say her name until like the 40-minute mark.
I know, but I'm saying,
Like, if I ran into Lori Petty on the street and I was going to take a picture of her with my family, I'd probably be like, "Hey, Wolf, come over here. Let's take a picture with our other daughter, Dottie's sister."
and she would like it, I bet.
I don't know. She might be a hard-ass pterodactyl. She might beat the shit out of me if I made that joke.
No, she definitely wouldn't. She would like it. This is the thing about it, too. When I watched it this time, because maybe I was watching it for a different reason, I was watching them, and they're walking from the ride with Melvin, and they're walking, and the way Lori Petty like delivers the line, she's like, "This is our daughter Dottie," and then she's like looking off into the middle distance. She's like, "This is our other daughter, Dottie's sister." Like, I don't know if I ever noticed how she did it. She kills it. That's a great freaking line,
dude. It's great. Yeah, and Lori Petty, we talked about it in Point Break. Like, she's not always great, but if she's cast right, she's really good. And she was cast perfectly in Point Break. She was cast perfectly in this.
Yeah, she's
the perfect bratty little sister. Like, she's sarcastic and she's athletic, and you could easily see why Dottie might want to beat the shit out of her other daughter, Dottie's sister.
Hold it down, kid. Your father's trying to listen to the radio. But speaking of which, when I'm glad I said that out loud. So I'm thinking they're listening to the radio. Like, they had TV in 43, didn't they? And then I started looking. They did. So it was invented before that. But before 1947, the amount of TVs in the United States is somewhere around 3,000. And then by 1990, 98% of the homes had it.
Yeah, well, even if you had one of the 3,000 TVs during World War II, I got to imagine that was like when my aunt had a fax machine in 1992. There wasn't shit going on.
Right. Well, no, there was like 7 or 8 channels in each big area. So like where they were, that's what, close to Portland, right?
Vaguely close to Portland. I mean, I don't know about 1944 close to Portland, but yeah,
right.
Willamette Valley is pretty close to Portland, and Salem, like by today's standards.
Yeah, it's closer to Salem. I don't know. They had some. I went down a wormhole about that kind of stuff. So they would have had to listen to the radio probably. They didn't have it. They didn't have a TV.
What's your next quote?
My first one was our other daughter, Dottie's sister. My second one is Milky White breasts. Oh.
It gets really good here in the next page.
May, what are you having her read? Like that, dude, that killed me.
Madonna is teaching Ann Cusack how to read in the back of the bus on one of the road trips, and she's reading some freaking smutty Harlequin romance novel.
Yeah.
And she's just sound it out. Milky White.
And then, yeah, she's like, button to... And she's like, kimono. Oh, man. I can remember watching that part in the theater and loving it. Milky White.
All three of my quotes are like 3 Hall of Famer quotes that I still say all the time. So my next one is, anything worth doing is worth doing right. Jimmy Dugan.
I made a poster. Did I tell you about the poster I made for my classroom?
I don't know.
Everything I need to know I learned from Jimmy Dugan.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a picture of him, and then under it is just a bunch of quotes from him, like avoid the clap, anything worth doing is worth doing right, stuff like that. If it was easy, anybody would do it. God knows we have a game. And dude, it got ruined during Ida, but I love that poster.
That sucks, man, that you don't have a picture of it, because coming up on the release of this episode and the 30th anniversary of the movie, that would be a great thing to post.
I'll look for it and see if I'm sure I had a picture, because it was hanging in my closet, because I didn't know if I could hang it up in the classroom, so it was in the closet.
Yeah, and you and I talk all the time about, like, it was like, you don't have to do all that, and I just text you back. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going to Dugan it, though.
Yeah, you gotta.
Like, we use it as a verb. We just say, like, I'm going to be out here Duganing it, because anything worth doing is worth doing right.
Exactly right. Yeah, that's
the eternal wisdom of Jimmy Dugan, the drunk. And my third one, I already said, Marla Hooch. What a hitter.
Marla Hooch was perfectly cast.
She's perfect.
That chick killed it.
Perfectly cast. But dude, I have a problem with her too, because she is the second best player on the team, and she also leaves the team because she gets married. They can't. Is it a feminist tale where all the women can't wait to go off and have babies? Why can't they stay and win the championship?
It's the 40s is why, first of all. Second, she never thought she would be married, and once she met Nelson, that was over. And she came back the next season in 1993 for 5 episodes.
The next MJ, freaking stick around, man. Don't go play minor league baseball. Keep winning titles. What's the matter with you people?
Right. She...
No, I'm happy for her, but Nelson lived where they were. Why couldn't she just keep playing?
Just the same reason they didn't touch on the race thing as much as they could. Maybe the studio said, curtail this a little bit. We're trying to keep it light. We don't want people to be sad about it.
Like, the movie wouldn't have been altered if Marla Hooch had gotten married and then stayed with the team, except that I would have felt better about the message.
Yeah.
When, like, every woman doesn't go like, I'm amazing at baseball. This is a great uplifting story of women. Oh, wait, I got married. See you later.
Yeah.
I can't play anymore.
Yeah. As they were pulling away, she was like, see y'all next season.
Yeah, next season. We got to get the playoffs this season. We're going to the title.
Right. No, I'm with you. Dude, I'm totally with you.
I love that quote. I got an honorable mention, which for the scene we already talked about, Tom Hanks and Mr. Harvey. That whole scene is brilliant. There's no crying in baseball. AFI 54, number 54 on the top 100 movie quotes of all time.
And I wanted to put that one because I do love that whole bit. When I put this hat on, Cece's like, Jimmy Dugan hat. There's no crying in baseball, and she's like cackling and walking off. So like,
there's no crying in baseball.
That's what everybody sees this as.
I know. Characters?
Yeah, we're an hour in. Let's talk about characters.
Yeah, ease on into it. Hey, look, we're out here. We're Jimmy Duganing this podcast.
We are Duganing the shit out of it.
No, it'll go quick because there's no worst.
My first character, Jimmy Dugan, Tom Hanks.
Yeah, agreed. Same.
I can't. Is there other people to pick for the best?
There's like 15 amazing performances from women in this movie, but Tom Hanks is incredible and delivers everything he says is amazing.
I know. Even like the prayer. You know who I'm talking about. She kept calling your name.
I'd like to especially thank you, Lord, for that waitress in South Bend. You know who I'm talking about. When they're in the church and he's like, come on, God knows we have a game. It's not that any of this helps either.
Yeah.
And he does the sign of the cross and he points at Jesus on the crucifix on the way out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't go to church, but when I would go to church, I would do that. I would put the sign of the cross and then point. I would just throw one up for Jesus, like Tom Hanks did.
I struggle with trying to figure out like what makes all of the stuff he does so good. I just don't know what makes something so quotable that seems so ordinary if you just read it. Like if I just like when I read Pauly Shore's lines, it sounds stupid. If I just read the back and forth between Jimmy Dugan and Walter Harvey, it would be funny, but not as funny as he made. Like he's like just looking around. They're walking out in that big green area where at Harvey's house where somebody's playing croquet, and Tom Hanks is like squinting and looking around like he plays it up so good. I don't know that anybody else could have done that.
I don't know how you get to be a great actor or what makes a great actor. He's really authentic. He's really believable. He's hilarious. His delivery is genius. He's doing a bunch of small, like physical stuff that like ties into it. I don't know. It's a great script. It's a great direction. He's acting with great people. And he was a comedian before he was a TV star, before he was a movie star. Like he's been delivering funny lines for like 20 years at this point in time.
Yeah.
But he's just so good, man. And also, this movie is the first movie in a series of 11 movies over 8 years for Tom Hanks that I think it is a run that is unparalleled. I'm going to give it to you. 92, A League of Their Own. In 93, he does 2 movies, Sleepless in Seattle, Philadelphia. He gets Best Actor Oscar for Philadelphia.
Yeah.
In 94, he gets another Best Actor for Forrest Gump. In 95, he does Apollo 13 and Toy Story. In 96, he does That Thing You Do, which he also directs. 97, he takes the year off, well earned.
Yeah.
98 and 99, he does You've Got Mail, Green Mile, Saving Private Ryan, and Toy Story 2.
Jeez, Pete.
Tell me who's got a run that comes anywhere close to that.
He's good at what he does.
I mean, that's 11 incredible movies in 7 years, a couple $1 billion at the box office, and 2 Best Actor Oscars in back-to-back years.
Which is why I don't know that I've ever met anybody that goes, Tom Hanks, I don't really like him.
I got COVID before there was vaccines. I was less nervous when I got COVID than when Tom Hanks got COVID.
Yeah, he got it really early on.
He got it early.
Yeah.
He and I both got it early, and mine was pretty mild. And I'm not saying I wasn't scared shitless because I was, but I was really worried. I was like, please, 8-pound, 11-ounce baby Jesus, don't take Tom Hanks from us.
We're not ready.
I know we're on the darkest timeline, but don't do that to us.
Yeah. Him and Rita Wilson both got it pretty early, and I was like, oh no. And then like every time you'd see a headline and had Tom Hanks in it, I was like, please no, please no, please no, please no.
He's a national treasure. And dude, in that 8-year run, he's got, first of all, Sleepless in Seattle, I think is maybe one of the best romantic comedies ever made. When Harry Met Sally, probably number 1 on my list, but Sleepless in Seattle's in the top 5. But A League of Their Own is one of my favorite movies ever. Forrest Gump is one of my favorite movies ever. That Thing You Do is one of my favorite movies ever. And Toy Story 2 is one of my favorite movies ever.
All Tom Hanks.
All of those are on my top 15 to 20.
It's so hard to put like, these are my favorite movies ever.
I know.
Like you just said, where, oh yeah, these are in my top 10. Like, I don't know that I could put all the ones that I think are in my top 10 in 10.
I said top 20, but I think I probably would have about 30 to 40 movies in my top 20 if I actually started listing them.
Right. It's so hard.
Because I don't know. I mean, how am I going to not put the entire original Star Wars trilogy?
Right.
Like, and how am I going to not put 2 of the first 3 Indiana Jones movies and 2 of the first 3 Back to the Future movies? Like, I'm going to be pretty quickly over 10 just from doing sequels.
Dude, I want all 3 Indiana Jones movies.
I'm going to pass on Temple of Doom.
Oh, I like Temple of Doom.
I do too, but it's not making my top 20.
No, I got you. When I have a thing at the beginning of the school year, I want to learn about the kids. I ask them, like, you're going to a desert island, you're allowed 1 movie and 3 songs to listen to for the rest of your life. And then, dude, when they get to the movie, they're like, Mr. I can't pick 1 movie. As we started doing this podcast, and we're like, yeah, this is in my top 5. Or, hey, yeah, I'd give this movie, I don't know, 8 Chimmy Dogs. Like, it's hard to rank stuff.
It's hard. There's a lot of good movies. If I had to pick 1 movie for a desert island, I'm not saying it would be this one, but this one would be on the short list.
I could put this on the short list.
And it might be this one. It's got everything I want. Back to Tom Hanks. I really like that he and Geena Davis didn't have any romance.
Right.
Like in most movies, they just take the male lead and the female lead and they're forced to have some kind of, but like she's married, he's a shithead, and that's it. Like they're friends. I like that.
Well, Penny Marshall fought for that, apparently. So the studio was like, are they going to get together? And she was like, no, that's not what we're doing here. He's shitty. And Tom Hanks was like, yeah, I'm too old. We can't be together. And Penny Marshall kept having to tell him, like, look, you're not old. You're just like broken down because of the drinking and the fire at the hotel. Which, dude, I agree. I'm glad they didn't get together.
There's a deleted scene where they do kiss, and I'll talk about it when we get to the worst.
I didn't watch any deleted scenes. I figure they're deleted for a reason, right?
Yes, they are.
Good.
But yeah, no, I liked that about this movie. Who's your next character?
My next character is Dottie Henson, Geena Davis. Stoic? I don't know. I know you didn't like the fact that she didn't want to play. But for some reason that like she didn't want to play, but she played anyway, and she was really good at it. I couldn't think of any other person to put in that spot because the third spot's already filled with the person I'm sure that you put too. But I'm saying like I like Geena Davis, and I didn't know who else to put.
Geena Davis is great. Dottie is annoying to me because people who are awesome but just don't give a shit are annoying to me. That's something that bothers me. But Geena Davis was great, and if Demi Moore had been in this movie, I don't know. It would have still been awesome, but I don't know that it would have been as awesome for me.
I like the way Geena Davis played it.
My second character is Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie, dude, I almost put Rosie.
She made me laugh so much during this movie, and dude, yeah, you do wish. Just everything she said was so funny. You think there are men in this country that ain't seen your bosoms? And it was her first movie. She was doing. Like, it's that lump that's 3 feet above our ass, right, Jimmy?
Some more prominent there than Naz's doors. Yeah, dude, I really liked her too. When she was on the bus, when they showed the picture of her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Lori Petty's like, why is it blurry? She's like, no, that's what he looks like.
That's what he looks like.
The important thing is he's out of work.
Yes, the important thing is that he's stupid, he's unemployed, and he treats me bad.
Right. Yeah, she was good. She was good. I could see her.
She was really good. Her and Madonna are great in this movie, and I really like. Rosie O'Donnell said that Penny Marshall just told her and Madonna, "You guys go hang out, go be friends because you have a lot in common and you're good friends in the movie." And they did. They just got to be friends during the shooting of this movie,
and they're still friends.
And I just think that's awesome.
That's great.
Because it's clear that like they loved each other in this movie. Their relationship was amazing in the movie, and they're still good. Like, there's an Instagram post last year of like at Madonna, one of her kids' birthday parties. And it's like Madonna and all of her kids and her dancer boyfriend and Rosie O'Donnell.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like it's just freaking great.
Or like when they're all sitting there, it's like there's no pocket for my cigarettes. There will be no smoking, and also no drinking and no sex. And she goes to get up, and freaking Doris grabs her by the arm.
22. She's phenomenal. Speaking of Madonna, real quick, Madonna is 63. Her oldest child is 26, and her dancer boyfriend is 28.
Cool. Yeah, I put the ages
Good
of
for her.
all the. I was wondering how old these people were. Like Geena Davis is 33 in the movie. Lori Petty's 28. Marla Hooch is 31. Madonna's 33. Ellen Sue is 29. Doris is 30. Is that the age that they're is that the age that these women were when they actually played?
No, they were all probably supposed to be in their early 20s, because in 1944, if you were 27, you probably had several kids.
And that's what I was thinking, and I couldn't find any information on like how old they were when they actually played. I guess maybe I could have looked at the actual players and how old they were now, but...
Well, the movie was, it's based on a true story, but it didn't use the actual real people. They were all, like, kind of analog ripoffs, so I don't know that... I mean, you could find the age of the real people on those rosters.
Right, that's right. That's what I was going to try to do.
But yeah, no, I think they were... I mean, in the movies, everyone is always slightly older than the age they're playing. Like, if you're a high school kid, like Pauly Shore, you're 24 in Encino Man.
Right, so you mean the Geena Davis and Lori Petty living at home with their parents... Does Bob live there too? I don't get it.
No, I'm sure she probably moved home when Bob went to the war.
I got you, to help out.
Yeah, or maybe like they were, she's supposed to be 20 and like they were dating and they were 18 and he got drafted and he proposed before he got sent over to Europe.
Yeah, good call. That happens a lot.
Like maybe they just got married before he left.
Yeah.
That way, if he died in France, she got some, dental coverage. I don't know how that works, but
that's a good reason to go.
So, third character on both of our lists, I feel sure, Jon Lovitz.
Jon freaking Lovitz.
Do you know his character's name?
Ernie Cappadino.
Ernie Cappadino. No one ever says it. I didn't know it until I saw the credits roll for this movie. Dude, I went back when I watched the movie the second time. I checked the timestamps. Lovitz comes on screen at the 11-minute, 30-second mark, and he's done at 22:45. He's in less than 12 minutes of this movie.
That's awesome.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's like Klay Thompson's 37-point quarter.
Yeah.
The freaking 12 minutes that Jon Lovitz is in this movie.
And dude, every quote is good. Every line he delivers is funny.
Let's do some Lovitz quotes. We'll just alternate. You can start.
If I had your job, I'd kill myself. Sit here, I'll see if I can dig up a pistol.
Well then, this would be more, wouldn't it?
Did you promise the cows you'd write?
I don't want you. I want her, the one who hit the ball.
See, the way it works is the train moves, not the station.
Ooh, that one hurt. So long, milkmaids.
Nice retort. Tryouts are in Chicago.
Will you shut up?
Hey, cowgirl, see the grass? Don't eat it.
Well, thanks for that extra special glimpse into her life.
Haven't you ever heard of a leash? I'm trying to think, was there lines that he said that didn't have funny stuff in them? I don't know.
And I don't know how much of that was written and how much of that was just ad-libbed.
When Marla Hooch's dad goes, she's got an eye like DiMaggio. And he's like looking at her and he's like squinting his eyes and he does this half smile, head nod thing. Freak, it didn't even say anything.
Oh, man. You could see why when Lowell, Ganz, and Babaloo Mandel go to write City Slickers 2, The Legend of Curly's Gold, they immediately go, we got to write a part for Jon Lovitz in there.
Bring that in there. The cow's name was Norman.
Because he is an absolute home run hitter, and all we have to do is go, you stand in this room with Billy Crystal and just say a bunch of funny shit.
Dude, and the weird thing is like, as an actor and a comedian, a lot of people don't like him. He freaking kills me.
Do they think that he's like not funny, or they just think that he's a dick? Because I think that he's a dick who's hilarious.
Yeah, I think it's the second thing. I do have a question though. When he says, "Hey, okay, no skin off my Astrobula. You want to stay here plucking cows? That's your own business." What the hell is Astrobula? I looked it up. It's like a county and a city in Ohio. What is that? I don't get it.
I feel sure that's just a way to not say ass because they're trying to get a PG rating.
Right. That's what I thought too. But I was like, I got to look it up because I don't know what the heck that even means. Because it's literally just
I never knew.
It's a city and a county in Ohio.
I never knew what that meant. I mean, I assumed that it was some replacement word for a ass, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it actually was. Yeah, Lovitz, he's in 12 minutes of this movie. Everything he says is absolutely hysterical. It's so unbelievably quotable that I'm kind of angry at him. And I feel bad for not getting more of the women in this movie into my top 3 because they're all so great. But Tom Hanks and Jon Lovitz were rock solid locks. I only had one spot to play with, and it was Rosie O'Donnell because I loved her.
Yeah, I agree. It would have been nice to give some shout outs to women, but I also could not.
You got other good stuff?
I got a bunch of other just random stuff. Do you want to talk about the writer, directors, and the actors?
Penny Marshall is the director. Penny Marshall is an absolute rock star. She's an all-timer. She directed Big with Tom Hanks. She was in Laverne and Shirley. She's directed a ton of amazing movies.
Awakenings, A League of Their Own, Renaissance Man, Preacher's Wife, Riding in Cars with Boys, Jumpin' Jack Flash. A bunch of jams.
She's fantastic. She was the perfect person for this movie. She actually saw a documentary about the All-American Professional Girls Baseball League, and she was like, "Oh, I want to do a movie." She got with the people who did the doc and said, "Hey, I want to turn that into a screenplay." And then she got them together with Lowell, Ganz, Babaloo, Mandel. They wrote the script. She pitched it to a couple different places, and then finally found a home for it. I think it was Paramount. And then she was like on this project from day one. She was the one who came up with the idea and made it happen.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh man, what's the PBS special that she watched? I want to check that out. I couldn't find which one it was. Also, we'll talk about it. Are we going to talk about the writers? I want to talk about them.
Yes, absolutely.
Lowell Ganz and Babaloo Mandel together wrote a ton of stuff.
They're on the Mount Rushmore. They're freaking genius.
Night Shift? Did you ever see Night Shift with Henry Winkler?
No.
And oh my God, Henry Winkler and freaking Batman? What's his name? Michael Keaton. Oh my God, they're in a morgue and he gets in the car and there's a line that my dad and I do all the time. And they get in the car and it's a classic. It's their type of writing. When he's like, God, can you turn it down? I could turn it up. I could turn it down. I could put it in the front or the back. It's amazing. It's like, no, turn it down. Like that type of comedy. Oh man. And all of the movies that they did are all like that.
So they met on Happy Days, which was created by Gary Marshall as writer-producers. They went on to work on Laverne and Shirley, starring Penny Marshall. So they go way back with Marshalls. They wrote Splash, Parenthood, City Slickers, A League of Their Own, City Slickers 2, Multiplicity, EdTV.
Yeah, dude, they did Gung Ho, Spies Like Us. Those are two that I watched 1,000 times. Forget Paris is another Billy Crystal movie.
Forget Paris.
They're really good.
Just, like City Slickers, A League of Their Own, and Multiplicity are all in my favorite comedies ever.
Yeah.
But even the stuff they wrote that I don't remember as well, I liked when I watched.
Yes, but dude, Spies Like Us is Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase. You need to go
Spies
back.
Like Us is really funny.
Yeah, you need to go back and catch it now that you have that you remember more. Like, you know how you go back and you watch a movie that you watched when you were younger and you're like, oh my God, now I get all of the jokes. Avoid the clap and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of that because they're spies against Russia. It's pretty good. You should watch it.
The score, Hans Zimmer, the score is phenomenal. It's all this like kind of big band stuff with a lot of horns. And as the music is playing over the montages, I was just going like, this music is amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. I watched it on Amazon Prime, and you know, they have the X-ray thing where it pops up and you can see other people. They do the score down at the bottom. This is definitely a movie that everybody remembers for that.
And Hans Zimmer is also a Mount Rushmore composer. Like, this guy's got 2 Oscars and 4 Grammys. He did Lion King, Gladiator, Inception, The Dark Knight Trilogy, Dune. Like, won Oscars for The Lion King and for Dune just last year. So he's done a million great scores. This one may not be at the top of the list of his best work, but I thought it was great.
Gladiator, because I show that to my student. Well, a Mr. Horn edited version of it to my students. So I'm like, I'm doing other stuff, but it's playing in the background, and the music brings my head up to look at it's really good. It's very he's good at what he does.
Well, dude, and Hans Zimmer got started. The first movie that he ever scored was Rain Man, which he got an Oscar nomination for, and it was so interesting. I was reading a little bit about it. He's just like German composer who uses a lot of synthesizers, and he was saying like, I knew like Rain Man is a road trip movie, but I also knew that one of the main characters was autistic, so he wouldn't perceive the world the way that a normal person would. So I didn't want the score to sound like normally road trip movies. It's a lot of like twangy guitars. He's like, I didn't want to do that for Rain Man because that wouldn't fit with the character. So I used a bunch of weird synthesizer stuff, almost like it was a mission to Mars. And it's like, this speaks to how Dustin Hoffman's character experiences the world. And I was like, holy shit, this guy's so smart.
Yeah, that guy like put a lot of thought into like that. And do you think that's why he gets the Oscar nod for stuff like that? Like, do you think, would I pick up on that? Do the people pick up on that pick stuff for Grammys? Like,
I mean, you probably would, because you and I pay attention to the score and you'd go like, man, this score is like, it's cool. It's interesting. It's not what I would have expected. Right. We wouldn't know that it was supposed to like tie us in with Dustin Hoffman's view of the world.
Yeah.
But I feel like when someone does something weird with the score, I notice.
Yeah, I agree. Because I definitely, I definitely probably would have picked up on it, but I don't know that I would have known either.
Yeah, so the score is great. The writers are great. The director's great. The actors are great. This thing it's got no weak points. What, you have any more bonus stuff?
No, most of this stuff is just like how old the people were when they filmed it, and I was going to ask questions about that, but we covered it all. So yeah, well, I'm good. I got no more good.
The other thing that I want to say here is like, on top of all the stuff we've already mentioned, this movie is based on a true story, which makes it extra challenging because there actually are people who were alive when this happened who went and saw this movie. So it had to be really entertaining, like follow a story arc, a narrative arc, be really funny, have a heart, and then not piss off the people who remembered playing in these games.
Right.
Which is kind of wild, man. I can't imagine. And that's the reason why they start the movie with the old women going to the Baseball Hall of Fame, where the women's wing is going to open for the first time, and then it flashes back, and almost all this movie is told in flashback, and then the final 5 or 10 minutes goes back to quote unquote present day, really late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah,
I think if you wrote this purely as a work of fiction, you wouldn't do the flashback with old people on either end of it.
Yeah, during the credits, the baseball that's being played during the credits is the actual ladies that played in the league.
It's the actual people who played in the league playing over the credits. The Madonna like used to be my playground song is playing, and the footage is the actual women playing in the Hall of Fame. I mean, they're old. They're playing in the old game.
Right. The old people game. But that's the actual people, and that's pretty cool that got put in there.
Yeah,
too.
It's awesome. So, and like they changed the names, like it was really Wrigley and Wrigley Field, but they made it Harvey and Harvey Field. But it wasn't Chicago. The uniforms actually looked like that, like the skirt with the big patch right over the middle of the chest, like Superman.
So crazy.
The 4 teams that were there the first year really were Racine, Rockford, Kenosha, South Bend. Racine really did win the first championship against Rockford. Like a lot of the stuff they took and put in the script was really the way it happened.
Rockford Peaches, though, of all of from the whenever it's finished, 53 or 54, whenever it shut down, Rockford Peaches won the most things.
They did. They were the Boston Celtics of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. The song that they sung in the movie about the members of the All-American League who come from cities near and far, that's a real song that was actually written by players in the league.
Nice. That's awesome.
So like all the true story stuff, I mean, a lot of it I'm sure is bullshit, but a lot of it was legit, and I think that's pretty cool.
That's makes it 1,000 times better. What else you got?
That's it for me, I think. For best, should we move on to the worst now that we're an hour and a half in?
Yeah, what? Do you have a worst scene?
I don't have a worst
I do.
Scene. I just have a couple of things. Okay. I mean, actually, the worst scene is the deleted scene where Jimmy kisses Dottie.
How does she react when he kisses her?
Like, she kisses him for a second, and then she, like, runs off. And so the reason I put it as the worst is because in the movie where that scene would have slotted in is right when she's in the locker room packing her stuff up, and like Ira Lowenstein comes to talk to her, and she's like, I am out of here. I'm quitting the league.
Oh.
And she's like, no, we'll trade you. And I'm like, oh man, that actually is a much better explanation for her like frantically packing up and saying she's quitting.
Right.
Than like what really was not that big of a fight between her and her sister.
Yeah.
Like it created a little bit of a story problem because in the movie, the thing that triggers her like, hey, I'm out of here, is like she got in an argument with Kit, but it's like she got in arguments with Kit every single day. Why was that one?
I thought that too, and I thought it was kind of abrupt, and I guess I never questioned it.
They papered over it pretty well, and I totally agree they should cut the scene because I liked that there was no romance between the two leads, but it was a little bit of a story problem why Dottie had to quit.
Yeah.
But just because she'd argued with Kit, because she spent the whole movie arguing with Kit. It makes a lot more sense if it's because Jimmy just kissed her and she's like, no, this is messed up. I'm married. I'm going home.
I told him to trade me. Right. I could see that. That's weird that it fits in there. I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, it's like a 5-minute scene. It's like,
yeah.
And I think they must have known that the scene was going to get cut because some of the dialogue in that scene got used later on in the movie. So they must have had a pretty good idea.
Yeah, that it was going to get
like,
yanked.
hey, we'll shoot this, but then we're not going to use it.
Right. Where'd you watch that?
I just saw it on YouTube.
Cool. I'm gonna have to go check it out.
It was weird. I wasn't surprised, but it was weird. But yeah, not the scene that they took out as the worst scene, but just the fact that it created a little bit of a story problem because it seemed weird that she was going to quit because she argued with her sister. You got any worst?
Two things. One, the opening in the beginning with the old lady, the old Geena Davis.
Yeah.
First of all, fantastic casting. That chick.
Yep.
I thought that was Geena Davis in old people makeup. Because it's her voice.
I couldn't tell.
It's her voice because it's a voiceover. So they dubbed actual Geena Davis's voice, which is what threw me off. But I thought that was old Geena Davis this whole time. That's not the problem. I just wanted to say that was really good casting. That and the casting for Ellen Sue Gutlander, the old lady she looked just
spot
like.
On.
Yeah, it was really good. The whole beginning part where old Dottie Hinson didn't want to go, and then she's like, "No, I'm just going to stay home." Goes out there and tells Bobby and the brother that she's going off and make sure to keep playing basketball. And friggin' Bobby double dribbles twice and then leaves the ground, so he travels. So the shot he makes doesn't even count.
He was doing some Chris Paul stuff out there for sure. He was carrying like a mofo.
Yeah, he was. Like, I think it could have been like, "Mom, you're going to miss your plane. Let's leave. I'll take you to the airport." And then her showing up could have been it. Like, I didn't need the old people part in the beginning. I literally always just like hit the fast forward button 3 times and I jumped past all of that.
I'm totally with you. That part, if I said like, hey, I'm going to re-edit this movie now that I've seen it 200 times, I would tighten that part up a lot.
Yeah. And I think you could.
I actually have on my worst the dubbing as well, because old Dottie is perfect casting. It really does look like Geena Davis in old person makeup, but the fact that they dubbed the voice just really kind of with my head. And they didn't dub for any of the other actors. They're all they're voiced by the normal people.
Yeah.
But like Geena Davis's character, I guess because she's in the beginning of the movie too, and she has more dialogue, they dubbed her voice, and it just
it messed with me because I really thought that was Geena Davis in old people makeup.
I always did when I was younger, but this time when I watched it, these last 2 times for the podcast, I was like, "There's no way that's Geena Davis. There's no chance." But it's so.
Me too.
So it's like I was watching the mouth real closely. I was like, "No, they dubbed this. They must have dubbed this."
And you can tell because like when they're walking down the stairs and arguing whether or not she should go with her daughter, and she's talking down the stairs, and the daughter's voice is like echoey, and then Dottie's voice is not echoey. Like you can tell it's dubbed in a thing, and they didn't even try to fix it. I take a lot of that out.
Agreed. Another worst that I had was the proto Fox News on the radio fear-mongering about the masculinization of women. Mr. Harvey, like your candy bars, you are completely nuts. It was brilliant from a story standpoint, but I just hated that, like, even in 1944, there were freaking crusty old people on the radio going, "This is what's happening to your women. They're out there getting all manly."
Dude, that's how...
You let them vote, you let them learn how to read, and look at them. Now they want to play baseball.
Get a Bible, then we'll talk. No, I'm saying like, that's how it's always been. It's like that now, and it's like...
Also, my worst is jumping jacks. They're doing the tryout with like 100 women, and it's a big like crane shot of everybody. Yeah. Everybody's all doing jumping jacks at one time. I was like, man, I'm so glad that we now have all come around to jumping jacks do nothing for you.
Nothing. Apparently, they're good for like timing, like hand-eye coordination timing or whatever kind of shit like that is. But there's no, the whole like hold your hands up like this and right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot, like that whole thing. That's just as good as jumping jacks to get your heart rate up.
Yeah, dude. And I also just remember from high school, one particular gym teacher who will remain nameless would have all of his like female classes doing jumping jacks and be walking around like eyes at their chest level, just going like, oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that used to work with me at the school that were like, hey, you can, if you dress out for PE, I'll make sure you get points for the day. I'm like, what the what? I mean, those people don't work there anymore, but like, that's crazy.
That's terrifying.
People are gross.
But anyway, I'm out on jumping jacks.
Yeah, agreed.
The Peaches had to win a game to make it to the playoffs. They mentioned it a couple times. You know, Kit gets taken out, and Dottie says in the locker room, Kit's all mad. It's like, it was an important game, Kit. It put us into the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's 4 teams.
Right.
There's 4 teams in the league. What does it take to make the playoffs?
It takes a lot. Was this when it was only 4 teams? Is that when this was?
Yeah, there's 4 teams. There's tryouts, 16 girls on each team. There's 4 teams. That's 64 girls. Yeah, what are you, a genius?
Okay, some of them are going home.
Racine, Rockford, Kenosha, South Bend. There's only 4 teams. That would put us in the playoffs. What? There's only 4 teams. Who's not making the playoffs?
Playoffs? Yeah, I don't think I ever thought of that.
Yeah, I didn't either until this time through, but they mentioned it like more than one time, and I was like, there's only 4 teams. It's either everyone makes the playoffs, in which case that game didn't get you into the playoffs, or you're going right to the championship game, and you shouldn't call it the playoffs.
We can't win on the road, and we can't win at home, and my problem as a general manager is I don't know where else we could play the games.
You lollygag around the infield. You lollygag going to bat. What does that make you? Lollygaggers.
We win one again tomorrow, that'll be a streak.
Dude, I like baseball movies so much more than I like baseball.
God, baseball sucks.
That's the worst. But baseball movies are amazing.
We're going to get a lot of letters about hating baseball, but man, do I hate baseball.
This podcast is going to be perfect for people who like baseball because it's going to be super long and super boring. Baseball people should be all about it.
Dude, I am dead serious. If I can't fall asleep, I go sit on the couch. I put it on the MLB network, and I just watch 2 gangly, long-armed people talk about baseball.
Dude, baseball will put you to sleep better than warm milk and a handful of Benadryl. It's no joke.
Yeah, it's bad. But it's the national game or something, pastime. I don't.
Whatever. It's fun to go to baseball games because they have hot dogs and nachos. There, but... All right, you have any other worst?
No, I don't.
The only one I have is after Dottie leaves the team, that last 20 minutes of the movie before she comes back. That part to me is a little slow. I mean, they do it in a montage. It's like newspaper headlines, like Peaches go up 3-1.
Right.
But still, for whatever reason, just that little bit, it seemed like that kind of drags. And I don't know how to fix that.
Maybe that's why they call it the playoffs, because you have to play more than, well, no, the World Series is more than one game. Never mind. Yeah, I'm with you. And it takes Geena Davis and friggin' Independence Day to come back. It takes them forever because they had the friggin' A ration for the fuel.
Yeah, they drove all the way to Yellowstone on 4 gallons of gas a day. If we did the math on that, we would...
A week?
Oh, 4 gallons of gas a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really when she says, like, we made it all the way to Yellowstone before we turned back, she should have been like, we made it all the way to outside of Chicago before we turned back.
Yes, we made it right down the road.
And I came back on a burro. Because we were out of gas.
Why a burro?
I don't know, because I thought that maybe because of the war, you couldn't get the yellow onions. You could only get the white onions. I needed a new heel for my shoe. I took the ferry to Shelbyville, which was called Morganville in those days.
Give me 5 Bs for a quarter, you'd say.
I don't know. Worst effects, I didn't have any. Everybody was really playing baseball, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
Old tech?
Yeah, there's tons of that.
Dude,
yeah.
Tons of it.
Yeah.
This movie was super period correct, and I loved it.
Under worst effects, I did have something that I liked as effects. The Jimmy Dugan walks in, stumbles up the 2 steps to the urinal, and stands there and starts peeing. He had no idea when that pee was going to actually stop, because it was Penny Marshall with a hose in the toilet in the stall behind him, like where he's standing, and she's just like kinking it and jiggling it a little bit. So when he's doing that all live right then. He had no idea when that, which makes that scene so much better.
That's even better. I love that.
That's not the worst effect. I put that as a good effect, but I put it in the wrong spot.
That's awesome.
What
Political
about
incorrectness? They actually, they kind of touched on the fact that baseball wasn't integrated at this point. And I
Right.
thought that was cool that they did have a moment where like, oh, a foul ball went out into the outfield and there was like some black people there and the black woman picked up the ball and Dottie was like, here, throw it to me. And she threw it like over her head and hit Sue Ellen in the
Ellen
glove.
Sue.
She's shaking her hand. Ellen Sue, whatever. Sue Ellen. Dishes are done, man.
Right on top of that, Rose. So yeah, I like that too. And the writers and Penny Marshall all point to that, and the producer all point to that as like, I'm glad we did that. I'm glad that was a thing. But I wish they could have got more into it, but the studio didn't want them to. So that's why this TV show is going to be way better.
Me too. And I'm excited for the TV show being able to touch on some more of that stuff. And also like the LGBT stuff, because hey, guess what? All women's professional baseball league. Yeah. There's some gays in that.
Yeah, there's gonna be some gays. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Yeah, that's all the political incorrect. I didn't have anything for that.
Cool. Cameos, I got a couple. I don't have a Troy McClure, so I don't have to put that in after.
Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from such educational films as Lead Paint, Delicious but Deadly, and Here Comes the Metric System.
All right, you start.
All right, so Evelyn was Biddy Schramm. She was on Monk. I used to love that show.
Nice.
And she's on that show. She's on a bunch of stuff, but she's on Monk.
Yeah, I remember her from Monk.
Shirley Baker, 31. I had no idea that was Ann Cusack.
Yeah.
The illiterate sister of John and Joan Cusack. Two of my favorite actors.
This is our other daughter, Dottie's sister.
Yes. Eddie Jones plays Dave Hooch, Marla's dad, and he was in Sneakers, so I wanted to mention that because we just did that.
He was.
Betty Spaghetti, my aunt, Betty Spaghetti Horn, that's Tracy Reiner, who is the daughter of Penny Marshall and Michael Henry, one of her husbands at the time. But when she was married to Rob Reiner for 10 years, Rob Reiner actually adopted her and raised her as his own. So Betty Spaghetti is Tracy Reiner. And that's Rob Reiner's adopted daughter and Penny Marshall's actual daughter.
Nice.
Mitch Swaley, one step up from a pig. That's Melvin from Renaissance Man, which I hope we do.
We're definitely doing Renaissance Man.
First baseman for Racine. Did you see who that was?
Tia Leone.
Dude, the whole time I was like, she looks really familiar. I think I know her. That's friggin' Madam Secretary. Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of the two people on my list. This is her second movie role, which is still pretty minor. I don't even think she has any lines.
Yeah.
And in 2 or 3 years, I think 3 years, she's going to be in Bad Boys, and then she kind of takes off. Oh, yeah. What about the pickle? Can I have the pickle? Well, it's a lot of salt.
Salt in the pickle, but sure. Actually, your bologna has about 23 names. So, no. So Helen Haley was played by Anne Ramsey. And I remember her from Mad About You because my parents used to watch that with Paul Reiser and Helen Hunt. And I used to love that. Alice, the one with the strawberry on her leg and the one that...
You're killing me, Alice.
with the socks. That's Renee Coleman. She was in one of my sister and I's favorite movies that's so bad. It is Who is Harry Crumb? With John Candy. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, I do.
So she's the sister that gets abducted and Harry Crumb's trying to find her with the other sister. And she looks way hot in that movie and not as hot in this movie. The pitcher for Racine, her name was Janet Jones. Do you know who that is?
No.
You wouldn't, but she is married to Wayne Gretzky.
Nice.
So that's married to Wayne Gretzky. Stillwell, the guy who plays him as an old person, is the guy from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Mark Hilton.
Nice.
He's also in Teen Wolf. One of the guys who yells 22 with the glasses.
Yeah.
That's Joey Slotnick. He was in Twister. I just watched that with my students not that long ago.
Super excited to do that one in a couple of years.
Yeah, dude, that movie's fun. Harry Shearer, I put down because I heard his voice and I was like, oh my God, that's friggin' Kent Brockman. No, that's Waylon Smithers. No, that's Reverend Lovejoy. Yeah, he kills
all of
it.
the above.
Yeah. Dude, I started reading some of his Wikipedia. Did you realize that he was getting paid $30,000 an episode? And during the writer's strike, the actor's strike, they renegotiated it and he went from $30,000 to $250,000 an episode.
Yeah, dude, that's Harry Shearer. Freaking pay him his money.
Pay the man his money. Last person I have is Michael Haley. He is the little penis with a hat on. The only reason I marked him down is because he was in a movie called Bed of Roses. And every time I hear the term Bed of Roses, I think of Old Willie, Players Lounge.
Yeah, maybe the Players Lounge. I don't know.
Old Baton Rouge Highway and Happy Woods. Remember, it was bad.
Yeah, dude, it was terrifying. We saw a girl break a beer bottle over another girl's head in there. Like what we were trying to karaoke.
Remember that guy that sang Purple Rain brought his own discs?
Yeah, he had his own freaking soft case with karaoke CDs inside of it that he carried around with him.
And we happened to just go, hey, man, that was a really nice job. And he said, stick around. I'm going to do Bed of Roses. And he like zipped up his case and freaking walked off. And even though that has nothing to do with that, I just saw Bed of Roses and I got super excited.
Wait till I do Bed of Roses. And he zips up his personal karaoke CD, soft case, and walks away. As two women wearing overalls break a beer bottle over each other's head. Okay.
Yeah. So did you have anybody else other than those people?
No, I just had Harry Shearer and Tia Leone. I didn't do everyone else in the movie.
There was a dog. Do you want me to talk about the dog? Roger like that.
In the post-credits scenes where the actual people are playing actual baseball when they're old, one of them is getting into it with the ump at the very end, and she's kicking dirt on the ump's shoe. It was hilarious. Like, I think she was doing it as a joke, but it actually was really funny.
I thought that was definitely a thing that happens still in real life, but apparently that's not a thing.
I don't know. If we're not talking about movie baseball, we've left the area in which I am an expert.
No, and I asked people, I'm like, oh, you're a coach of baseball? How often do you kick dirt on the ump's shoe? And they're like, never. I'm like, what? What do you even do? Why'd you even take this job? Just so you could wear the little uniform? Like, I don't understand.
Dude, speaking of, I'm annoyed at sports where the coaches dress like the players. Can we quit that?
I'm with you. I don't understand it.
Like, I know that baseball is all about tradition, and at one point there were player managers, but give me a break. It's been like 60 years since we had a manager go, like, take a couple cuts. Like, I think, can we just wear a regular freaking tracksuit, like, instead of the whole outfit?
As soon as I saw Tommy Lasorda with his huge belly coaching for the Dodgers, holy crap, that guy's going to play baseball? Like, what position is he? And my dad's like, nah, that dude is the manager, but they all wear.
They all wear the same outfit.
Yeah, I can remember, like, watching a game on TV and going, what is that guy?
Dude, it would be like freaking Prince's manager wearing a fluffy pirate shirt with, like, a sequined jumpsuit and, like, platform boots. Like, what, are you going to go out there and sub if Prince gets, like, strep throat? Why? What are you doing? Just...
I don't want to be a pirate. No, I'm totally with you. I hate that also.
Any more worst?
No, I got nothing. You?
All right. 5 questions. Is it okay for kids?
Yeah, I let both of my kids watch it, and they're 4 and 10. So
yeah, it's PG. It's great for kids. When they're 20, they'll know what avoid the clap Jimmy Dugan means.
Right. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Everyone should watch this. Would it get made if it were pitched now? Yeah, they're making it. It's about to come out again as a series on Amazon Prime.
They are. Yeah. So that answers the next one, whether it be a movie or a TV show.
It's a TV show. And
TV show.
Recasting, I mean, they've already got a new cast, so I didn't even try to fill this out.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that we left Tom Hanks in as Jimmy Dugan.
Tell me the Tom Hanks movie that you can replace Tom Hanks with someone else and you'll still like it. I don't want to mess with Tom Hanks.
Agreed.
Like, not that there aren't great actors, but if you tell me Ryan Reynolds is remaking Big, I'm not going to be that excited about it. I'm going to be kind of mad. And I love Ryan Reynolds.
I would totally watch it, but I'm not going to enjoy it like I enjoy Big.
Can you still watch and enjoy this movie in 2022?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's one of the best movies of all time.
Ever.
I know Silence of the Lambs won the Best Picture for 1992, but no.
Stupid movie.
And Anthony Hopkins won Best Actor, and he had the fewest minutes on screen of anyone ever to win Best Actor. That should just be A League of Their Own and Jon Lovitz.
Yeah. Jon Lovitz, really? You give it to Lovitz over Tom Hanks?
No, it'd be Tom Hanks. But Lovitz is on screen for 11 minutes or 12 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
no, it's Tom Hanks.
I mean, I've seen Silence of the Lambs, and I understand why it won. For longevity, how many times can you watch Silence of the Lambs?
For me, it's 1.
Yeah, you got to be kind of weird to want to watch that all the time, right?
One of the reasons why I don't like critics that much is that they seem to really heavily weight like artsy stuff and avant-garde stuff, dramas, and what about movies that are hilarious? And what about movies where a lot of shit blows up where you're just super excited the whole time you're watching it? Can those movies not win some stuff?
Yeah, freaking blockbusters. I love those.
Like, that's why I love that Tom Hanks had that run where he won 2 Oscars and made several like $600 million movies. Like he made a bunch of money and won a bunch of hardware. That's great.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you. If you tell me Michael Bay's got a movie coming out and I can see it in Prime, I want to see it in Prime. Like I like watching stuff blow up. It's easy to eat popcorn too. And it's just fun. I thought that was the whole idea. I don't want to be drugged down into the friggin' muck.
Yeah, I don't need to, like, Silence of the Lambs is not on this podcast. We're doing A League of Their Own, White Men Can't Jump, My Cousin Vinny, Sister Act.
We'll do way different movies than Silence of the Lambs. So where can you find it? You can find it everywhere. Amazon Prime has it. If you're a member, you can watch that for free.
I wish I would have known that Amazon Prime had it for free because I watched it on YouTube, which is also free, but I had to watch commercials.
Ew. Cool. So anything else?
Next on the schedule, White Men Can't Jump, another sports movie.
Back-to-back sports movies.
Another one that I freaking absolutely cannot wait for. We don't know. We're over 2 hours here on the recording. I don't know what the final cut will be. We're not sure yet whether it'll be 1 mega episode or 2 normal length episodes released back to back.
Do we release them like 1 week and then another one really close in the next week?
Yeah, I mean, the Batman Begins to Return Forever episode was an hour and a half. If we can get this down pretty close to that, I might just do it as one.
Just one, yeah.
But if it's like an hour 45, I might just go like, hey, let's just do 2 55-minute episodes.
I don't even know where you cut it, but yeah, I'm with you.
Anyway, thanks for listening. Feel free to come talk to us on Discord.
Yeah,
we didn't even talk about it, but did Dottie drop the ball on purpose? We're not sure.
That's how we're leaving that? She definitely dropped it on purpose.
You think Dottie dropped it on purpose?
She 100. There is no doubt in my mind. If we could talk to the writers and Geena Davis, they would say yes, she dropped it on purpose. She's already taken a hit like that.
That's what I was thinking initially, was that she dropped it on purpose. But I also thought that maybe the like story there was that Kit really did want it more and Dottie really did want it less, because the whole movie was kind of both of them saying those things to us.
I think she did want it less, and because of that, she let it go.
Yeah, but she just told the pitcher, Betty Spaghetti, to throw Kit high pitches. Like she was trying to win. She wanted to strike her out.
Yeah, she wanted to. But then as she's rounding third and heading home, she's a big sister. Kit needs this more than she does. She's got Bob, and she's going to have 5 just like Stillwell Angel. Like, she definitely dropped it on purpose. Final answer.
I think that subconsciously she dropped it on purpose, but I think really she was trying to hold on to.
Maybe. I don't know. I know what I'm like with my sibling, and I know what I'm like with like people like you and Will. And whether I want it or not, I'm not letting you in.
My brother came after me with a kitchen knife on vacation one time because we were playing cards and I could see his hand off the reflection of the like plate glass door that went out to the balcony. And when he realized that I was kicking his ass and gin rummy because I could see his cards, he literally chased me around with a knife.
That is terrifying, Joe. Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, this was like 2 years ago, so... No, he was like 10. But
oh, that's awesome.
So what I'm saying is I'm not letting my siblings win.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that I'm not that guy. I'm not letting people win. That's not my thing.
Maybe she did drop it. No idea.
Join us on Discord. Tell us whether you think Dottie dropped the ball on purpose and how you enjoyed this mega episode or the 2 regular length episodes, depending on how we end up doing it.
Right. Enjoy the movie. If you haven't seen it in a while, watch it again. You'll love it.
And 2-hour episode, because anything worth doing
is worth doing right.
Thanks for listening to Movie Life Crisis. Please subscribe, rate, and review, and remember, don't drive angry.